Hi dear colleagues, hope you're doing well. Welcome to my channel and welcome to this new video. Today I'm going to present the first sequence of the first year English program, me and my friends. As you may know, we don't have many lessons which have been omitted from the yearly planning. We only have the diphthongs I and A, which are integrated as a skill. It means you are going to present them in a lesson of listening or of grammar. And we have the pronunciation of E, which has been completely removed. Concerning the content of the first sequence, before we deal with the first sequence, we have to deal with presequence. Here I may change my modal verb saying you must deal with the presequence because it's very, very important. I mean, we cannot tackle the grammar, personal pronouns, verb to be, verb to have, and your pupils are not able to write the date, and they're not able to write the month, and they're not able to know what is Sunday, what is Saturday, and they won't able to count, and they are not able to know the school things they are using every day. So really, I don't really agree with the teachers who say that the presequence has to be removed. Maybe you are not going to devote much time for it. I'm with you. But if you omit it completely, no. The first thing you have to start with is the alphabet. And you should make sure that your pupils know the alphabet from the first letter to the 26th letter. Second, they have to know how to greet each other. And this is highly important because you're going to listen to them greeting each other every morning. They have to know how to write the date, day, month, and they have to know where to put the comma, and they have to know the year. It means when you ask them about 2020, they are going to say 2020. Don't say that they are not going to count until 1000. Don't make them count until 1000. Just make them know that they're going to divide the year into two parts, 2020. What is the date of today, my pupils? At least 70% of your pupils should know the date, and it's highly important for me. Then we have the colors, then the school things, at least the book, the copybook, the pencil, the pen, at least the things that they use every day in English. We just talk about the most important and the most used in class in your subject. Then of course the school comments, which is important as well. They have to know every act they do and every activity they do. You are going to ask them to look at the board. You are going to ask them to look at the picture. You are going to ask them to close their copybooks, to open their books, to come to the board, to raise their hands. They must know this. So the presequence is highly important, and you have to maybe not devote much time for it, but you have to go really slowly, step by step, because this is the basic of English. Then we move to the content of the first sequence, starting with the initial situation. I heard many people saying that the initial situation is not really needed in the first year. I do agree with you, but I think that if they have something to write at the end of the sequence, so they have to involve initial situation. And the thing that is maybe different compared to the other years is that your pupils have to receive the simplest input possible. It means that you have to present to your first year pupils something which is easy, which is simple, which is explicit, which is direct. Here we have initial situation. Your English friend has published his ID card on your Facebook group. Prepare your ID card and post it. It has to be simple. It has to be clear. And of course, you explain to your pupils. You show them on page 43 that they have to prepare something like that. And it's really easy. They're going to see, miss, we're going to bring our picture, we're going to put our picture, so it's easy. They are really, really fast. Then we move to the project announcement, which has to be clear. Your teacher of English has asked you to present your family members. Don't make the context of your project or of your initial situation complicated. So your teacher, as I said, of English has asked you to present your family members, prepare a family tree, and stick it on your classroom's wall. The best family tree is going to be published on the school entry wall. Don't talk about blogs, don't talk about Facebook pages, don't talk about complicated things. I know they do know all the social media, but you have to simplify things for them. Because even if they know what is Instagram, what is Facebook, what is this, what is that, they won't be able to make the relationship because our pupils are really lazy. So you just contextualize your project in the context of school. Don't make it in relation to internet or in relation to something out of the school. So here they are asked to prepare a family tree. And if they don't know what is a family tree, you're going to explain to them. You're going to bring pictures in order to make them see what is a tree. Now, concerning the map, this is really different compared to the second year, third year, and fourth year because they don't have much listening. Because the first sequence is like very light. So this is my order and you are free to follow the order or the sequence map you want. You are really free. So here the first you have project announcement and initial situation to give the general idea of the sequence. And we have I listen and do. So here the pupils are not going to listen like 100%. They're going to rely on the book. So they're going maybe to listen the first time and the second time they're going to read. So you ask them to open their book on page 34 and 35. They're going to listen first, and then they have already dealt with greeting in the pre-sequence, so they have a general idea, so they have to listen. Then they're going to read the 2 pages in the schoolyard and in class. You're going to explain to them the words, the new vocabulary, like a board, a flag, a window, a table, a teacher, pupils, okay, girl, boy, and so on. It's very important. In the schoolyard, you're going to explain to them different components of a schoolyard, and then you're going to make them repeat. They're going to act out the dialogue, of course, with their classmates. That's all. Then you have grammar. Here, just go slowly, okay? So first they have to know the personal pronouns and verb to be. And here I don't agree with the book which has presented only I am and my name is. Here when you deal with the personal pronoun, I prefer to deal with all the pronouns. You have to know how to integrate some extra grammar points in a lesson. Then verb to be. They have to learn it by heart. It means in this lesson you're going to focus only on personal pronouns and verb to be. I am, you are, she is. You have to make them repeat that 20 times, 30 times, because this is like the basic thing that they should know. Then you're going to move to I listen and do. Here you're going to present the possessive adjectives and WH question, which is what. They already know what is what. You just have to give it a class. Like this is a WH question. My is a possessive adjective. I know they don't really care about the name of my and I and is, but you have to make the relationship between English and French, and you are obliged sometimes to make the difference and the comparison between French and English so that they understand. معليش. Tell them, possessive adjectives معناتها les pronoms possessifs. Mon, ton, son, etc. Because they have really dealt with it. Then you have punctuation. Here, punctuation, why did I leave it at the end? I mean, after I listen and do grammar, listen and do. Because they are going to notice at each time the punctuation in the dialogue. And I prefer that you highlight at each time you present a dialogue, or at each time you say a dialogue, you highlight and you mention that the punctuation is really important. And then, after listening twice, 3 times, 4 times, after repeating the dialogue, they're going to get familiar with the punctuation. And here, there is no framework for the punctuation because it's going to be like an integrated skill. You integrate it with listen and do. You're going to present the punctuation and the capitalization, and this is very important. Then you move to practice. Here I added myself. In this session, I want you to give your pupils examples and to give your pupils activities to practice. Make a series of activities, verb to be, possessive pronouns, WH question, punctuation, capitalization, before you move to other lessons. Because if you move to the other lessons, they are going to be lost. So we are going to make sure that they have understood all this before you move to the next step, because the beginning is very hard. Then I read and do. So I read and do, they're going to read the text of Razan, page 41, and it's really a good text. And of course they're going to, and here in this session, you're going to explain to them the format of a test or an exam. You're going to make them get familiar with the activities of true or false. What is true? What is false? They don't know, so you should explain to them. You're going to integrate some activities of filling the gaps, some activities of filling the table, full name, surname, family name, first name, age, country. You're going to explain to them the instruction. Answer the following questions. What is answer? Because the first year pupils are not going to do like activities like mechanically. They can't. They have to understand every single word you're saying or writing. So you have to explain to them all the instructions. Synonyms, opposites, find, cross out, put, fill in. So all these are important. Here in reading, as I just said, you're going to make them read at home. You're going to read for them in class. They're going to read in class, and they're going to repeat the text at home because reading is very important too. So you make sure that reading has been assimilated 100%. Then you move to I Learn to Integrate, which follows a writing process. It's going to be a group work. Just here in this period of coronavirus, avoid making your pupils in groups. Just make them work in groups, but keep in a distance. So to introduce themselves and post it in the school, on the school blog group. So here just have the words of group, so it's going to be in groups. They're going to write about themselves in groups, and they are going to rely on the text of Razan to write about themselves. Then you have I Think and Write. They are going to prepare, as I said, an ID card where they mention their first name, family name, age, class, school, town, phone number, and so on. And they're going to introduce themselves orally or written. I prefer written. You show them how to write, and they rely too on Razan's text. And of course, they're going to say it out loud. They're going to present it to their classmates. Then you have assessment. As you may know, I practice the phase that I added after punctuation is part of assessment. So assessment can be like during your semester. I mean, after each lesson, after each sequence, after each 2-3 lessons, or it can be at the end. So we have formative assessment and summative assessment. So you are free to assess your pupils as you like. Present some activities, ask them to do homework, quizzes. A quiz is not only just they have to like do activities and they're going to be marked on. No. For example, when you ask, when you have 5 minutes, 10 minutes before you finish your session, you're going to ask 2-3 pupils to read the text they have already read in class. And they're going to mark. So this way they're going to motivate their pupils. This way they're going to pay more attention, and they're going to concentrate more with you. That's all for today, my dear followers. I hope it was useful. I just have an advice for you. When you are dealing with first year, it's not like second, third, and fourth year. Why? Because your subject, which is English, is really something new for them. Like they know nothing. Make as if they know nothing about your language or your subject. So you make your pupils get familiar with English before they get familiar with the book of English or with the lessons of English. We will meet inshallah in another video. Take care of yourselves. Goodbye.